Welcome everyone to the Electric Coaches channel. Today in this video, we're going to talk about how to refurb your electric football team. The team you see in front of you is a team of electric football Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their old uniforms. They have the pewter gold pants and the red jersey. And what I intend to do is to strip this team of its paint job and bring the team back in its new uniform. When I first get a team, this is how the figure looks. This is a brand new Haiti Repro blocker. Clean with a green platform. And this is how a Haiti Repro blocker looks when it's been painted. So you compare the two. See? So this refurbish project is going to take this figure from this, taking the paint off of it, and we're going to strip it down to this. This is a refurbished figure that I took from a different team. Notice this time the platform, the green that's on that used to be on the platform, has been stripped away as well. All of that is going to be restored when this player is converted to a team. Now you may ask the question, well, why not just keep the team as is and paint over them and have them be somebody else that way? Well, that's one technique you can use, but the thing with painting over your figures, eventually that paint is going, layers of paint is going to stack and you're going to have a oversized figure. And if you're in a competition where there are weight restrictions, those figures might not be able to play in that tournament. Along with that, over time, the figure will start to look ridiculous because it has too much paint on it. Also, when you refurbish your figures, especially if you have a customized figure, like this figure here, this is my tight end. This is a footballfigure.net figure, by the way, from Reginald Rutledge out in Texas. The refurb is going to cause this figure to come apart. The legs on this figure are going to separate, and the torso of this figure is going to come away from the legs. And the foot here, right here where the foot meets with the green platform, that's going to come off as well. Because when I configured this figure, I cut those areas to make this pose. The chemical that I'm going to use to refurbish these figures is a typical household product, and is the product that I intend to use is a can of Easy Off oven cleaner. Yes, oven cleaner. There are other products you can use as well, but in this video we're only going to use the Easy Off. This oven cleaner, it will not damage the plastic. It won't discolor it. It won't melt it. It won't warp the plastic. The plastic will remain intact. The only thing that's going to be removed is the paint from the figure. Here is another figure that I refurbished a while ago. This is a Buzzball hammer figure. And if you notice the stand here, it still has some green paint left on it. Sometimes when you refurb, all of the paint may not come off the figure like it did on this one. So sometimes you may have to either refurb again, re-soak the figure again to get more of the paint off, or if you leave it like this, you can just paint over top of that. See, painting over top of that won't hurt you much. It's not bad, in my opinion. Now also I have here a Tupperware bowl. Well, this is a Ziploc bowl, by the way. And we have the top. We want to have the top so that when we spray the Easy Off oven cleaner into this bowl, we don't want it to evaporate. We want it to close off. We want to close the bowl off. So we simply take our figures, put them in a bowl. And this is a team of 24 figures, by the way. Set them in a bowl like this. Now, of course, the more figures you have in the bowl, the more oven cleaner you're going to have to use. And then I take the oven cleaner and I spray the contents of this oven cleaner into this bowl, saturating the figures with the oven cleaner. Now, before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about the use of this product. When you spray this oven cleaner, you want to be in a well ventilated area. Now, I prefer to go outside with it because the vapors from this Easy Off will make you cough, it'll make you gag. Also, you want to wear gloves when you touch it, because when you grab the figures out of the bowl, you're gonna submerge your hands into a paint soupy mess. It's a messy process, but if you do it right, you won't make a mess. It'll just be messy within the bowl that I just showed you. There's also a oven cleaner Easy Off that comes in a squirt bottle, and you can take the cap off the bottle and pour it in your bowl. That's hard to find. The different stores I go to, I always find a spray can of Easy Off. So what I'm going to do here, just to give you an idea of what to do with your oven cleaner, I'm going to spray just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I'm not going to empty the contents of this can in this video. One, because of the vapors, and two, there's no sense in you guys watching this oven cleaner go into the bowl. So I'm just going to do it just for a little bit. So I'm going to shake it up good. Take off our cap. Now to spray it, I don't need my gloves. So I'm just going to hold it in the can. I'm just going to hold it in the bowl like so and spray all over the figures here. Shake it some more. I'm going to spray. Now, you see that? Little gag there, see? You're going to cover the figures with this oven cleaner. Okay? So, I'm going to fill this bowl with the oven cleaner so that the figures will swim. I want the figures to soak in this oven cleaner for about a day. So I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to empty out this can, or maybe half of it, into this bowl. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how much I put into the bowl to cover these figures. I'll be right back. I'm back from spraying my figures. I have the top on my bowl to keep the oven cleaner from evaporating. So I'm going to take it off just for a little while to show you what the figures look like while they sit and soak in the oven cleaner. And as you can see, the uniforms are still intact. So what we want to do with this soaking, we want to give time for the Easy Off to work on the paint to loosen it from the plastic. And after maybe a day or so, we're going to come back and we're going to use a toothbrush and we're going to scrub off the loose paint from the figure. As I was setting the bowl away for the day, already the easy off is starting to work. Let's zoom in a little bit. If you look at this figure right there, you already see his white plastic under the paint already. The paint is coming off. And that was just with a few moments of it soaking. But we're going to continue to let these figures soak until the next day. And then we're going to come back and we're going to start to scrub these figures. We're back, everybody. We've allowed our figures to soak in our easy off bath for about overnight. And as you can see the red paint from the jersey bleeding out into the oven cleaner. And remember the guy that I had shown you earlier when we started our refurb? See how his paint is bleeding off? Let me see if I can get a little bit more of that, get the suds off him real quick. Okay. See that? Paint's coming off. You see how his stand is no longer green? Without even scrubbing this guy, the paint is starting to bleed off. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take another figure and I'm going to scrub it. And I'm going to show you how the paint comes off when you scrub. I found this part here. Remember the customizing I talked about? Here's the torso of a figure. The torso and the legs have been separated as a result of it soaking in the easy off. So this figure, we're going to rebuild this. You know, for people outside the hobby, they would say, well, why do all that? You know, this is a labor of love. You know, taking a team from one thing and making it something else. You know, this is a hobby that I enjoy. So I don't mind having to put things back together. So, okay, here we have a Haiti Repro defensive back. And we're going to scrub it a little bit. I'm going to use my I'm going to hold it with my pliers and scrub with the brush without using my gloves right now. For the sake of this video, this is how I'm going to do it. So let me move my bowl here. And let's zoom in a little bit. And also I have a little container of water here, because we're going to rinse the figure after we scrub it off. I'm going to move this over. Okay, so what I do, I hold the figure with the pliers. For the sake of this video, this is how I do it. I'm going to scrub a little bit. Not very hard, because of course you don't want to, you know, bend or snap your figure off. Now this Haiti Repro defensive back figure, it's real easy to clean it off because of the open nature of the pose of this figure. See, this is I call this a open pose, because notice how his arms are spread out. You notice how you can get at the chest and the legs of the figure. You see? So it's easy to get my brush at the different parts of the figure. See? Now this is just a little bit. I haven't even, like, you know, really did any detailed scrubbing here. I'm just touching the figure and just moving the brush around. Swish it around a little bit. Not ready to rinse it yet. Let's grab the front of the figure like so. I want to keep my hands out of the camera also. I want you to see the process here. Now, when you scrub, you see all that paint and easy off? Well, this stuff, it flicks off as you brush. So you want to be in an area where you want to cover your area. Like you see, I have towels laying around, right? I'm on top of my my game board right now when I'm doing this. Now, I don't do this. I don't refurb on top of my game board. I'm only doing that. I'm only doing this for this video. I'm usually at a sink, and I have it covered with towels. Basically, you're going to need a drop cloth. Not a big one, but just something to cover up your area because you don't want this stuff to flick around. Like if let's see if I can get close here. Okay, you see on the edge of the bowl, because I'm scrubbing inside the bowl, see all those specks of paint and easy off? Well, as you clean your figures, this stuff is going to flick all over the place. So that's why you got to have a drop cloth or some type of backdrop to keep the to keep this stuff from getting all over the place. That's why I said this is a soupy mess. Okay. Now, this figure here, it came clean rather quickly. So we're going to drop him over in the water and let him rinse off. Swish it around a bit. And I'm using the pliers again so you can see my hands and the figure. Smooth this bowl over some, bring this one over. Okay. Now I rinse the figure off. And look at that. We went from a painted Tampa Bay Buccaneer in its old uniform, and we stripped it down to a simple, plain, white plastic figure. See that? So now if we want, we could put this figure back into the easy off and let it soak some more with the other figures while we clean the other figures, right? Or we can just keep it in the water if we want to, because that one is pretty much done. And this process, you're going to do it for each figure that you got. Each figure that's in this bowl, you got to scrub it down, rinse it. And just scrub on this one a little bit. Okay? This is a Haiti Repro blocker figure right here. Like the Haiti Repro figure, this pose is open. So it's easier to get at the different areas of the figure to clean it off. Now, one area of concern with this Haiti Repro blocker is the elbows, the shoulder areas. See if we can rinse them off some more. The armpit areas and the shoulder areas, paint gets caught in that area, and sometimes you gotta pay a little bit more attention to the area here under the arm and the area here right at the elbow where the shoulder and the hand meets at. Right in there, paint tends to get caught in there, and you got to focus a little bit more attention on that area. Scrub them down some more. Now this team was very easy to refurb because of the brand of paint that I used on this team. The jerseys were painted in, I used apple barrel paint on the jersey, and the pants was painted using Liquitex paint. Along with that, there was a primer coat under that uniform paint job. So sometimes the brand of paint and the amount of time that paint rests on the figure, giving the paint time to cure. I'm going to rinse that blocker off. The amount of time that the paint rests on the figure will have an impact on how much work you got to do to clean it off. Okay, there's a clean Haiti Repro blocker. See? Down to the natural plastic as it was when it came out new. And the area that I was talking about earlier, like right here in the shoulder, paint will get caught in there. Upside down, if you look at the armpit area, let me turn it around. I got a spot here. I can touch it now because it's been rinsed off. I won't have to worry about getting this easy off with my hands. You see right there in the armpit area, there's still some red paint in there. See? So it's only a matter of, just scrubbing it off, getting our brush in there some more, and getting that paint out of there. Now some coaches, they say use a hobby knife to scrape the paint out. I try to avoid doing that because when you use your hobby knife to pick out the paint, to scrape paint off your figure, it tends to scratch the plastic. Sometimes a toothpick works because it's softer and it won't scratch your plastic. Let's see if we can get in that armpit there. I'll turn it upside down like so. Got the figure turned upside down like this. Let me get in here. I want to keep the figure down inside the bowl because I don't want this paint to flick off anywhere in this room here. So let's put my brush down in there a little bit. Get in those armpits. Let's rinse it off, see what we got. Okay. There it is. Armpits nice and clean. Let me turn it around. See if we can get a better look here. See an armpit? Nice and clean. The Haiti Repro blocker. So we drop that over there into the water, let it rinse. And then when you're ready to dry it off, you can have your paper towel. Get your paper towel, set it in there, and dab it off like so. Or you can use a can of air duster. You want to blow dry your figures, right? So I got a can of air duster here. So grab the figure like so, and then just hold it over the towel. Let's move this back some a little bit here. Gotta move things around. Be careful not to spill anything. And you blow the figure like so with your air duster. Gets it nice and dry. Look at that. Clean figure, ready to be repainted and given new life. The plastic is still intact, just as it was when it came out the pack. See that? And we do this for every figure that's in this bowl. Every figure that's in this bowl. And you see how the paint is just bleeding off there? Oh, let's see something here. Let's see what we got. We got the stand to, this is the platform to a Reginald Rutledge figure. Remember that tight end figure that I showed you the day before? Well, this is the stand that it was on. It's got no figure now. So we're going to remount a figure to this stand after we clean it. So I hope you've gotten something out of this video. I'm going to clean off this easy off from our pliers here. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that you can take this and incorporate it into your electric football experience. I'm Mo. Thanks for watching.